All right, let's go live. Boom, we are live. All right, so let's post some updates. And then let's get this shit going. Hope every one of you is having a great day if you're watching this. And then I'll show you guys a cool device I built. I know it'll be a while for this live takes off. Let's see if I can update this, get the link. All right. Post this to a couple places, and we will dive right in. At channel. Boom. All right, here we go. See who hops in here, but ooh. So guys, I'll just start off this in case anyone else is watching the replay. Everyone knows I'm big into neuroscience and hidden shit that is not public knowledge. I'm huge into the health space. Just like knowing stuff, but a couple of years ago, I found a guy by the name of Dr. Robert Beck. People know him as Bob Beck. He did a lot of electrical research, and he built a lot of pretty crazy shit. So I'm going to be doing a video on this. I know the channel is related to insurance, but this stuff is super interesting. So I remade one of his devices, the Bob Beck electrification plant growth stimulator, whatever you want to call it. Got to be careful with language. Can't say it's going to cure things. But behind all this super glue is a bunch of jumper wires, circuitry, all that stuff. So I'm going to get this wrapped up and put in a plastic unit. But basically, you hook this up to 3 9-volt batteries. And this is going to send pulsed electromagnetic frequencies at a very low frequency to heal things and electrify the blood. So it's an oscillating current. It's some pretty crazy shit. I'm going to be doing a full video breakdown on this. And for anyone who wants to get a unit, but it's been proven to reduce tumor sizes, reduce the effects of things like lupus, cancer. It's crazy shit, but I think this is pretty cool. Just like the device I built with this. Let me get this. So this is my homemade electroencephalograph pretty much. So you guys can see the little solderless breadboard and the Arduino Uno. But I program this to play a certain hertz, and it changes your brainwave patterns into theta state, which is right when you're waking up. It's kind of like that dream state, but your brain is most active. But I can alter my brain waves with that. It's pretty cool. So I'm big into the neuroscience shit, but just wanted to share those. So hope everyone is doing well. If you have any questions, you can call into the number. Don't know how long I'll be on here, but I'd love to help some people out. So if you have any questions, just comment or call the number on the screen, the toll-free number. You're not going to get charged for anything. So make sure that's recording. But yeah, go ahead and drop any questions. If you guys are here, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Mason Van Meter. I coach insurance agents on how to level up their business, get wildly more profitable. Just doing some very simple things. I focus mainly on organic marketing. So if you're one of those people who are having trouble getting your calendar filled up with qualified candidates who want to actually talk to you about life insurance, reach out to me and I'd love to help you get that fixed. So I've helped a lot of people make a lot of money in this industry. I'm actually flying out Monday to Tampa to help a guy who has an insurance agency of over 600 agents. So this is going to be pretty cool. He's looking at launching a coaching program. Or if you have any thoughts or interest in becoming an insurance coach yourself, I'd love to help you on that journey. So I'm going to be starting a licensing model here soon and moving more out of the B2C side of things into the B2B side of things, where it's a lot more profitable and I can help a lot more people on a bigger scale. And the faster I get to like $100 million, I can do full-time neuroscientist stuff, which that's my passion. I love the human brain. All right, got a question on here. How would you approach aged leads almost a year old without getting ran off the phone? So, guys, let me just preface some context for this. All leads are not created equally. To give you a very specific answer, I would need to know very specific context, but I would just tell them, like, hey, I know you filled this out a while ago, because they've lost a lot of the interest and the emotion and the intent behind it over time. It dissipates. It dissipates. So when I approach that, so hey, MA97, this is Mason. I was just giving you a call about that form you filled out about the mortgage protection insurance that would pay off the house if you got sick or if you died. I know you filled this out a while ago, and I'm sure you're getting bombarded by agents. I can see a lot of people have been trying to get in touch with you about this. I want to personally apologize for that. It's not how I do business, but I'd love to make sure that you got what you were looking for. There's so many different ways you can tailor this. Like, there's a very bland approach right there that you can steal. Hey, I know you filled this out a while ago. It's going to do X and Y for you. What were you looking for this to do for you specifically? Whatever. There's so too many people get stuck wanting one-liners that work really well for me. I'm going to tell you guys to steal the concepts, the transitions, the frameworks, the processes behind what I do and use them to incorporate for yourself. Find out what works best for you, your tonality, your personality. Certain people have certain lines that work best for them and their personality just based on the delivery and the cadence of how they communicate. But does that answer your question, MA97? Most of my stuff I do, I try to incorporate a very sincere and direct approach. Like, hey, I know you've been getting blown up by other insurance agents about this shit. I just want to make sure that we're not calling you anymore. Want to make sure we get this handled today. What were you looking for this coverage to do for you? But guys, if you go have 100 conversations in the next 2 weeks, you'll find out a lot of this on your own. Eventually, you will run out of the wrong things to do. That's the beautiful part about entrepreneurship. You cannot lose if you do not quit. And if you're the worst agent out there, you can eventually run out of the wrong things to do. Like, there's only so many right ways to ride a bicycle. If you start trying to take off on it backwards, you're not going to get very far. But eventually, you're going to sit down on the seat the right way. You're going to pedal the right way, like eventually. Yes, thank you. Awesome. I'm happy to have you here, man. So any questions, you guys can call the number on the screen. Let me lower this down. That way my beautiful beard's not getting blocked by this text bar. But let's hear some wins or something in the comment section. Do you guys have anything you'd be happy to celebrate? You make some sales this week? Anything like that? I'll be flying out to Tampa Monday for a couple days to meet up with a pretty big agency owner, and then I'll be going to Texas for a conference. So this stuff's going to get pretty exciting. I'm having a lot more higher end people, higher net worth people find me, which is very cool. And it also has its disadvantages. Guys, a lot of people say they want to be famous, known, whatever. Like, I've gotten to the point where people are starting to recognize me even in random places in public. So it's definitely cool, but it also comes with disadvantages because a lot of fucking hate comes out. Like, my views on dating and men and women and gender roles, all that shit. I'm very vocal about what I believe in, and we're a part of society. We're a part of society. So you guys deal with real shit more than just insurance. Most of the people that say they have insurance problems actually have home problems, dating problems, relationship issues, whatever. So I just have very direct philosophies and ideologies about shit, and I'm very vocal about it, and it pisses a lot of people off. I had some hugely overweight girl making TikTok. I just found these today. Some dude sent it what was it? Not one of my editors. One of my buddies in my town sent me a video saying, "What is this about?" and it's something I put on Facebook about men do not want strong, confident, independent women. Like, think about that, guys. If I cared, would I not want to be involved or attracted at some level, attached at some level? Like, to some extent, no, I'm never going to make a woman my focal point because that just, it dries them up. It dries them up. Go be emotional with your girl. Go cry with your girl. Watch what happens. Go tell her you lost your job. She's gone. You just lost half your shit if you're married. Now you went from seeing the kids every day to once a month. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. 7% of men win custody cases. What the hell? And we see all these suicidal men and people in grape culture and all this shit. 80% of the 13 million like single parent homes, 80% of them are led by mothers, single mothers. Tell me that's not nuts. 80% of the men in jail led in single mother households. Like, the statistics on this shit is insane. We live in a fatherless generation. Live in a fatherless generation. I think it's undisciplined, unrelentless men who are to blame. But us insurance agents, we kick ass. We are the cream of the crop. We are in the toughest industry out there next to nothing. This is the hardest. This is by far the hardest industry to make it in. People say it's a 92% failure rate. For one, get the idea of failure out of your head. Failure does not exist, only feedback. But I think there's more like a 99% non-success rate. Out of that 8% that makes it 99% of the 8% are just making enough to pay the bills. That's it. They're just breaking even. So I don't really consider that success. But you guys, any questions you have about your insurance business, drop them in the comments. Drop them in the comments or call in to the number on the screen and we'll see what we can do to help you out. Been getting a lot of good feedback from doing these, people watching the replays and sending me emails, DMs. Appreciate you guys, seriously. My channel has blown up compared to what it was a year ago. Like, so close to 2,000 subscribers, which is awesome. And the support base is phenomenal. Why do you think there's so much failure in this industry? A lot of it is mindset and people being led astray. It's a very churn and burn industry, MA97. So people come in under the guise of you're going to make 20,000 your first month selling insurance. No, the fuck you're not. For most of you, no, you're not. And it's not to place a limitation on you. It's just most people are not willing to do what it takes. Most people do not have a clear strategy. Most people bought a bullshit pipe dream that their upline brought them into. Whether you know it or not, you were recruited into this industry. It's as simple as that. So I would attribute mindset to being the number one indicator if someone is going to be successful or not in this industry. It's how you view things. And if you want to live an uncommon life, you must have uncommon views. This is why I get so much hate. Like people sending me death threats over videos. It's funny. And it's always the people with rainbow hair, they're overweight, they're cheating on their husband, whatever. The most unhealthy people talk the most shit. It's unreal. And it's the vocal minority. It's 1% of people who talk the loudest shit. It's so funny. It's so funny. You're toxic. Guys, do you know what that means when a woman calls you toxic? It means you understand their female nature and you're going to hold them accountable. You're not going to let them get away with fuck shit. Like having a bunch of dude friends that they go out to the bars with. It's what the hell? Why would I ever want a girl to put herself in that position where I cannot keep her safe, where she could potentially fuck the relationship up? You're a beautiful girl around 8 single dudes. What do you think they want to do to you? Because if you were 500 pounds, missing both legs in a wheelchair, would they still stick around? Fuck no. Like, this is the mindset I'm talking about, MA97. Whether people want to address it or not, these things were true just 10 years ago. Like, before TikTok came out, This shit was true about the world. Even more so 20 years ago, even more so 50 years ago. Mindset and all this antidepressant medication and all this bullshit going on in the world, people eating so unhealthy processed foods, overloads of sugar, no exercise. They hate their lives, so they have to come talk shit about other people. My man lets me do whatever I want. I feel bad for him. You're wearing the pants in a relationship, girl, and you've already lost respect for him. Like, just think about how crazy that is. A girl wants a guy who gives him complete freedom. It's almost like they don't even give a shit about them. If I give a shit about you, I have some degree of responsibility, and an implied authority comes with that. I've never made a woman do anything she does not want to do. I never will. It's not worth it. High value men are hard to find. Beautiful women are not. It's that simple. Men lead, women follow. Men lead, women follow. I think most people's home lives get in the way of it. To answer that even further, I think shit like this gets in the way of a lot of people's success. Because even in my coaching program, like one of the biggest things I've had to like demolish is suicidality. So they have suicidal like beliefs or urges or tendencies, or they're quote unquote like depressed. I believe feeling depressed is real. I do not believe I can become clinically depressed. I'm not going to believe in things that take away power from me or make me less competitive as a person. Because, guys, everyone out there wants the same dollar. Everyone out there wants the same client. Everyone out there wants the same dream life and vision. You're in constant competition. And if you're only willing to work 2 hours a day because you're so stressed out from your home life, you go home to a girl who does what she wants. She's talking to other dudes, Snapchatting ex-boyfriends, and your kids don't respect you. That's probably going to play into your entrepreneurial life. Your ability to deal with stress in this industry is paramount. It's called EQ, emotional intelligence, your ability to process, understand, and deal with emotions, especially regardless of how you fucking feel. Because here's the thing that people don't realize. Oh, I'm sad. That means I can't dial. You being sad has no physical interference blocking you from picking up the phone and calling somebody. How you feel does not matter. You should be able to deal with your feelings and act accordingly, regardless of how you feel. I can tell you, I did not want to go to the gym this morning. I did not want to hop in an ice bath every morning for the last 3 months. It's fucking miserable. It's miserable. But I do things like that to punish bad behaviors and reward good ones. After 90 days of doing things the same way, it becomes comfortable. Uncomfortable becomes comfortable after 90 days. It becomes autonomous. Great question, though, MA97. Appreciate you, man. What does that name remind me of? MA97. Like, what is that? The MA85? The M85 firecrackers. Those little fireworks are fun. I'll say that. But I've also got a flamethrower. So that's even more badass. I love it. Got a lot of toys. I don't think boys ever grow up. I think we just get more expensive toys. I think we're always running around with that 7-year-old curiosity and vigor in life for the most part before it gets stifled and killed off. But yeah, any other questions, guys? Ask them in the comments. If you guys are here, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Helps the channel out. Really appreciate you guys. This gets this to more insurance agents who need help because their uplines are lying to them, their IMOs are lying to them. They're $10,000 in credit card debt because they were taught to buy more leads and do more activity, which is one of the stupidest fucking things I've ever heard in my life. Like, you're taking advice from somebody who does not have what you want in life. It's all programming. It's all what you believe. It all starts with a belief. So if you have any other questions, just drop a comment or call in to the number on the screen. We'll pick it up, have a live chat. How do you deal with I don't have time, call me back? When when people answer the phone and say I don't have time or I'm busy, well, why did you pick up in the first place? I think a lot of that is just natural resistance. I think a lot of that is just natural resistance that we tend to trigger. It's all in how you approach the conversation. I like to book appointments so I don't run into a lot of that. I don't do a lot of one call closing. I focus mainly on building the relationship. So if I can kind of get them excited for the buy-in of the next call and have them do research, they're more bought in, they're more high quality. I ask that, and then don't actually ask them, well, why did you pick up? That's what you don't want to do. Don't make it their fault. You always want to be agreeable. Well, why'd you pick up if you were driving? Don't do that. Don't do that. What I would do instead is, yeah, I'm actually really busy too. I just had a couple questions to ask you to make sure I can get this information over to you to see if I'm even able to help you solve that problem. What were you looking for this coverage to do for you? I always try to answer their question with another question. I'll answer it, then go immediately to my next question. Whoever questions is in charge, just like the doctor's office. So I always try to leave an open loop and go right back to the next question. I try to transition them. It's the same as a funnel, guys. I'm always trying to move them from top of funnel to bottom. I'm never trying to sell them at the wrong step. At the top of the funnel, our next objective is just to move them to the next part. That's it. Want to funnel them down to find the highest quality, highest intent. And eventually people will fall out of it, come back into it, whatever. But follow-up is the name of the game. What schedule did you set yourself starting out? I worked all my appointments mainly on Monday and Tuesday. I would book appointments on Friday and Saturday for Monday and Tuesday. I'd run like 8 to 12 appointments a day on Monday and Tuesday, run my follow-ups and cancellations throughout the week, do recruiting throughout the week, all of that stuff, and then I would do scuba diving. So I hope it answers your question. I condensed a lot of my activity towards certain days. But I hope that answered your question. Afro Metalhead says alpha male these days. Not sure what that means, but appreciate you. Guys, I'll tell you, having a ego and a belief in yourself that you can do whatever you want to in this world, I don't think that's ever going to hurt you. I tell men to always focus on being the best versions of themselves. Never make a woman the focal point of your life because you'll stop doing the things that you did to get her. I tell dudes that they should protect and provide for their women and always keep them safe and secure. If she wants to go out, that's fine. You can just go out with me because I can protect you. Women are not built to handle masculine problems. If some dude approaches her and smacks her ass or something, I can fucking handle it right there. I can handle it right there. But women are biologically just subject to slavery to their emotions. It's always how they feel. They never react logically for the most part. I know it's a mass overgeneralization, but you have to protect them from themselves. Because if not, they'll hang out with single girls who say, yeah, he'll be okay. Let's just go out. You don't have to tell him. It's fun. Do your hot girl shit. And they'll start flirting with other guys, and guilty by association, she'll be in a vicinity. She'll start doing shit that could jeopardize the relationship. I'm not going to commit to a girl who would do that because she's going to put me in unnecessary situations or circumstances where I could potentially lose things. I could get hurt because I'm expected to die for her. Some dude mugs her on the street. I'm expected to die for her. Like, girl, you just run away screaming for help. Go find cops or something. Let me handle this. And I'll fucking kick all 10 dudes in the head. But no, I carry. So, guys, if you don't have a concealed carry license in America, you almost have to. This society is crumbling in real time. They don't care. They don't care. And you never know what someone says. You never know if they're willing to die right then and there. You never know if they're willing to go to prison for the rest. Like, it's not worth losing your life over. Just know when to back down, know when to step up and be a man, but always be intelligent. Some dude's arguing with you and your girl, and you don't know he has a gun, and she just keeps mouthing off, and you get shot. Fucking pointless. So I don't hang around a lot of girls. But here we go. We got another question. Just keep pushing, and then you're pretty blunt with people on the phone, and don't let them make a bunch of excuses, huh? Does that approach work better typically? It does for me. But like I said, you cannot copy me. I am me, you are you. What works for me might not work the best for you. I have a very to the point personality. I'm very direct. But I always know how to steer the conversation. I always know how to manipulate or control the conversation and narrative to where I want it to go. I know how to deliver phrases, deliver communication, deliver the verbiage to make them feel a certain way, to look at a certain object with me. I know how to get people to do what I want them to do and make them think it was their idea. It's the whole point of effective, like, mastering communication. And eventually you'll be able to do it unconsciously. I would say find out what works best for you most of the time and get really good at doing that one thing. I see people sell with humor. Some people make their clients laugh a lot. That builds a lot of rapport. Trust me, I fucking love laughing. But just be effective with how you communicate. That's the biggest thing. You want to make sure that what you say gets across in the right way and they're with you. They're understanding. And how do you know that? They'll be doing this shit. It's unconscious. You know they're with you. Does that answer your question, Matt? Then Stephanie, hey Mason, did you do InHome or telesales? I did both, Stephanie. I did a lot of InHomes for people local to me or bigger cases. I would make sure to drive. Like if I was going to do $1 million annuity, I'm going in their house if I can. But telesales is a great way too. Matt says, yes, thanks. Guys, find what works best for you. If you're doing a lot of local networking and you have a huge target audience base, work InHomes. Or you can do over the phone and work multiple states. There's no limit, guys. Find what you're going to get the best bang for your buck out of and do that. There's no one size fits all approach to everything. This is why my coaching is always designed for the agent, never the product or the program, nothing like that. I have to meet agents where they are at. I can't coach two agents the same way at different parts of the business. This guy's already production heavy and he needs to start building a team. I can't coach him on doing something that I have to work with a brand new agent on. It's two totally different parts of the pipeline of the process. Like the same way I don't coach two agents the same way. Like there's multiple ways to run your business, but the only $1 million idea is the one you make $1 million on. So I would say focus on the model that's going to allow you to get the most profit, the best bang for your buck, the best return on investment for your time, effort, energy, and resources, and stick with that. Or if you want to get better at something so you can make the transition, do that. Just expect to suck for a little bit. But eventually, after compounding volume and work, you will suck so little, you'll actually be pretty great at it, especially after a year. You do the same thing for a year, you're going to be pretty good at it. Just like if I hang out with 100 mechanics every day, I'm going to learn some shit about cars. If I hang out with the top 100 insurance agents in the United States, I'm going to learn some secrets about insurance. That's common knowledge to them, but it's not so common to me. This is why it's so important to get around the people that know how to get you where you want to go. It's like, that's why I spent so much money on my personal education with coaching courses and masterminds and events and seminars and paying people a lot of money for their time because I could get it all condensed down. It would have taken me 20 to 30 years of my life to learn everything that I have. Why not just pay the money instead of paying 20, 30 years of my life? Because for the next 20, 30 years, I've increased my earning capacity so much, I can chase way higher leverage opportunities because my skill sets will do it. They will fulfill for me. Any other questions? Stephanie, thank you for asking. Any other questions, guys? Be sure to share this on your social media. Love helping and reaching out to new agents. So I do this for you guys to help you get the help you need. What the help you want? But I'm not going to lie to you guys. If you ask me if those jeans make you look big, I'm going to tell you the truth. And it's not always what people want to hear, guys. That's the thing you got to realize about the truth. And the truth, sometimes that's subjective. That's very interesting. The idea of the truth, it's a very interesting idea because it's subjective, kind of like good and evil, hero and villain, good or bad, right or wrong. The only difference between the two is who is telling the story. My truth could be that's why I like to live realistically, though. I use realistic facts, not how I feel. Thoughts on FFL? I think FFL has some great agents. I think FFL has some people that give them a bad name. I think there's good and bad everywhere. I think they are a top-heavy company. Most of the people at the top make the most, which most companies are like that. I don't see a problem with going there, though. Just be careful who you interview with. I know some great people over there that have made a very honest and ethical living, very lucrative living from Family First Life. I think they're a great company. I think people have made mistakes there. I think people have done some great things there. But that's any company. And bad apples will ruin the tree. I think the biggest problems with a lot of these IMOs is they get so big so quick because you find people like, look at Brad Lee, for example. When he started Real Financial, he had such a huge social media presence already. He was able to make one video and get thousands of people there, whatever. But it's like, you cannot control growth that quick most of the time, unless you have shit set up beforehand. Brad is obviously a very intelligent businessman. He's with Andy Elliott. Dude's a monster. I like him a lot. Got a lot of respect for Andy. He says what he means, and he means what he says as a man. But these groups that come to like Family First Life or whatever company, whatever IMO, FMO, these individual agencies start pushing their own ideas and beliefs and philosophies and life lessons and internal cultures that does not reflect the core values of the company in and of itself. Does that make sense? So you have these one big group that encompasses all these smaller groups that have their own internal cultures, and they could either resonate with the core values, they could be a good example, or they could be a terrible example. But bad apples can ruin the tree. I went broke there. What made you go broke, Matt? And I appreciate the vulnerability. If you get roped in with a bad upline, and when I say that, just someone who's focused on recruiting, who doesn't know how to teach you how to sell and get in front of a lot of people, that's usually one of people's biggest problems in this industry is lack of quality and ethical leadership. Lead spend. Yep, this is why I'm so big on organic marketing. I've heard a lot of things about FFL and bought and resold leads. I'm not going to make an accusation on that. I do not feel qualified nor the authority on that topic. But there's a lot of merit to people's arguments that as soon as you leave there, contracts get held up and people start going through your book of business. I've just heard my fair share of horror stories that I've coached agents from there, and they got a lot of validity to what they're saying, but I think that reflects more on their upline, not the company. Now, there are a lot of lead vendors that sell bought and resold leads. I think that's very disingenuous and shitty. Love it from a marketing standpoint. I'm sure the ROI on that is fucking through the roof, but I find it disingenuous for the most part. I would never like if I was to become a lead vendor, I'd focus on timely, high intent, and the lowest cost leads where I could still make a good profit and fill my people up with quality leads. That way they can make quality sales and they keep coming back to me as a lead vendor. That's the type of relationship I would want to maintain, not just to churn and burn because you're always looking for new customers. I want repeat customers. That's good continuity. John and Susie know if they buy leads from me, they're going to make sales. That's the type of relationship that I want to have. Guys, that's the philosophy I want you to take and adopt into your business. I was with FFL, but got brought in by someone that was new, and it was like the blind leading the blind in my situation, but their commission structure and carriers are great. Yeah, they do pitch a lot of Americo. That is one problem that I have. I think like Andrew Costas, love that dude. He's fucking awesome. But Americo is very expensive. And a lot of that is just to pay high commissions and high bonuses to the agents. I don't think it's the best thing for the families necessary a lot of the times. Foresters usually cuts a lot of their shit in half. I replaced a lot of Americo policies with Foresters or Mutual of Omaha policies that were like the same amount of coverage for half the amount or something like that. But Foresters also has, with their strong foundation, they do not count vaping or chewing tobacco or occasional cigar use as smoking. So you can get a smoker, someone who vapes, non-tobacco rates, which will cut their policy price in half, literally. So that is one. I love Foresters. I absolutely love Foresters as a carrier. But in May 97, you're exactly right with this. They do have they have a very competitive commission structure. I would say make sure you actually know what you're getting paid for that specific product. Find 2 or 3 carriers that you really like, stick with them, know the ins and the outs, because a third of the people you sit with are diabetic, a third are healthy, and a third are unhealthy, like severely unhealthy. So like AIG, Foresters, Mutual of Omaha, or Aetna would be fucking perfect. Perfect. I've got nothing but good things to say about Foresters. I've never had a problem with them. Sometimes they've had underwriting like delays, but that's why you build relationships with the underwriters. As much as I called in, they knew me and I could get shit pushed ahead in front of other people. So, guys, when you're doing pending business, like shit like that, yeah, Prosperity. Matt, there is that's a beautiful company. They have really competitive products. Where could we find extra mentorship from you? So you can text the number on the screen and my assistant will get with you about that. You can go to runningbuddies.life/new agent. It's like, I'll just post this in the comments. So if you follow that link, make sure the S is in the HTTPS. And that will take you to where you can see any testimonials about working with me, shit like that. But I'm very picky with who I take on. I want to make sure I'm a good fit to serve you and I'm a good point to help you at where you are at in your business. I'm by no means cheap, but I will get you everything you're looking for and more. I will promise you 3 to 5 book sales calls every day on your calendar, as long as you're willing to do the work and everything that's been laid out. It's a 6-month coaching program. You're going to have everything you need to make sure you have quality sales calls every day, because the quicker I load up your sales calendar, the quicker you pay both of us off. And you're going to learn some pretty cool shit. And you're going to build what's the right word for it? Indefatigable mindset. And you will be able to perceive things differently than most people. I think that is a gift to give people, is the gift of like sight. You can see invisible things before they're visible. Do you know if FCGS is legit? Well, let's see what FCGS is. It's just not ringing a bell at the top of my head. Do you know, is that like an FMO, an IMO? Can you post the full name of it? Funeral Consumer Garden Society. Okay, gotcha. Well, let's just do some quick research on them. CGS Insurance. Funeral Consumer. Oh, Lincoln Heritage. Gotcha. So let's see the main thing. So they're doing a lot of funeral buying shit. It's a lot of final expense. I mean, I see a lot of people make a decent amount of money, especially with senior life. I've never heard of Funeral Consumer Garden Society prior to this personally. I can't give you an educated nor qualified opinion. Now, it looks like they're a subset of Lincoln Heritage. I've never heard great things about Lincoln Heritage. I will say that. I work with a lot of higher net worth and higher network, like higher networking people like Carson Porter, Tracy Lount, like those are the type of people I'd be referring business over to. They have very great IMOs and carriers and contract rates, and they're very great people to learn from. They've built up some pretty phenomenal agencies. Like I refer my Medicare people over to Joshua Young's. He's a great guy. People who want to do Medicare, he's a great guy. Very profitable business model and no bullshit. So I'm with FFL and I hardly sell America. I like Aetna and Prosperity. Like I said, they're Aetna and Prosperity, very, very competitive products, carriers. I've been doing some stuff with Dana and they push them like crazy. It's like their entire script. I think you should approach this. If you don't know anything about insurance, somewhere like Lincoln Heritage might be a great place for you to start out. If you end up building a pretty crazy agency there, it might be worth it to stick. I just see a lot of people talk shit about it. Like I said, it all depends on your upline. Dana is awesome. I've actually had her on the channel before. Be sure to go watch our interview. She is a great girl. A lot of people on her team seem to be making some pretty decent money. So shout out to Dana. I think they have their own like subset of Lincoln Heritage. I think they have their own specific agency that they're doing proprietary things. So if you get in with the right group that have the processes and infrastructure, sometimes it's worth taking a commission cut if they're providing quality leads. I don't see an issue with that. But just after a year, you decide to go independent, might be the best move. But starting off at a place like that, or if you build up a great team below you, there's no point in leaving. It's all in what you build, what your risk tolerance is, how much stress you can handle. It's not a one size fits all, guys. So you just have to find with who you vibe with the most and who's more likely to help you out, get you where you want to go. That's all there is to it. Any other questions, guys? Or you can call in. We've been live for 42 minutes. I did not plan on going this long, but you guys have been asking some really good questions. Really appreciate you guys engaging with this. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you're not, drop a comment. If you want to talk shit, here's your chance to do it. Let me see it on the screen. But I really appreciate you guys. Seriously. This channel would not be where it's at without you. And it's a blessing to be a blessing. I know I've helped a lot of people. I know I've pissed off even more. So comes with it, guys. No one has 100% like rate. No one has a 100% approval rate. But it's usually the 1% minority who are way out in left field that talk the most amount of insane, obscene bullshit. Toxic misogyny. Toxic. Oh, you just mean I understand female nature. I'm not going to let you get away with shit. I'm toxic because I teach things, I say things in a way that my dad taught me how to grow up that were true 5, 10, 20 years ago. But guys, this TikTok attention span society is crumbling real time. So I want to make sure that the people who support me are armed with everything they need to make a lot of fucking money and get out of this clown world that we're in. So guys, any other questions, comments, concerns, feedback? Any certain content you guys are wanting me to make more of? People are getting a lot of text messages and emails about the content that I am making. I don't know why they don't just comment on there, though. Probably because I don't tell people. I'm trying to tell people to comment more on this, but for some reason they want to keep it kind of hidden. So I try to blur out names if I ever share shit like that. And Matt, keep killing it. Hey, man, thank you. And I like that little Guy Fawkes mask, the anonymous. I like their videos. It's pretty interesting, revealing all the secrets. It's funny, like in the last couple of years, like all these people that were labeled conspiracy theorists for the last 30, 40 years, everything's coming true now. It's like, what the fuck? What the hell? What's going on? Oh, the government really did do that. Okay. If you guys just by chance see a UFO or an alien, tell them to get on the podcast. I want to get them in here so we can have a conversation. Teach them how to sell insurance. They could pay me in like plutonium or some shit, some rare metal. I don't know. But that would be awesome. Be the first dude to have an alien on his podcast. I'm gonna have to do that shit. Guys, me and Carson Porter are planning an event. If you don't know who Carson Porter is, he's part of Rev Revel. He's my friendly competition in the coaching space. He has a group approach. I take a one-on-one approach. I'm obviously a lot more expensive, but we are co-partnering this year for an event in St. Louis. No rah-rah, no paid speakers for motivation, no hype fest, nothing like that. You're going to come there and make more money than you came there with. You're going to leave with more money than you came there with. It's going to be fucking awesome. The tickets are going to be extremely inexpensive, just enough to cover the cost of the event. And it's going to be exciting. You're going to, like, Carson Porter has done, I think in 1 year, over $10 million of annual premium on his own pen. $10 million of annual premium on his own pen in 1 year. He's been kicking ass in this industry for so long, but so many people have not heard of him. It's unreal. So this guy's my running buddies, my coaching event is going to be branded with theirs, and it's going to be fucking awesome. It's going to be awesome. My members get to go for free. I'm going to pay for them to go, but this is going to be the best insurance agent event that has ever happened. No hype, no rah-rah, no bullshit, no getting you excited, no people trying to pay to get on the stage. This is just going to be pure value bombing. It's going to blow you out of the seats. You're going to be sweating. You're going to be sweating. You're going to be running. You're going to wear a diaper because you're not going to want to miss a single thing that we say. And you know what that implies. No bathroom breaks. No, but what are your thoughts on Symmetry? Same as FFL. I think they have their pros. I think they have their cons. I think they have a lot of great people that I still miss. I was there for a couple of years. I miss a lot of people over there, built up a lot of solid relationships that I still talk to them, and had a lot of great experiences, trips, broke a lot of records, did a lot of crazy shit over there. I just got tired of my specific agency. They were doing things that I did not agree with, and it violated my moral compass. I noticed I was starting to take on traits that they had, and that was the last thing that I wanted. Now I make more than them. I think there's good and bad everywhere. I think you have to find the people who are most likely to help you get where you want to go and put your blinders on, run your own race, and say, fuck everyone else. I'm only going to focus on me and doing what I need to do to get where me and my family need to go. That's it. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end this now. A lot of the people have dropped off. I'm running a couple different streams. So we're down to like a couple people. So just want to say thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share the video on your social media, whatever. If you guys share my content, it really means a lot to me. That's all the support in the world that I would need. Seriously. But if you're interested in the event, if you're interested in coaching, I'd love to work with you on a one-on-one capacity. Just reach out to me. But until next time, party people, happy hustling. I'll let you guys get to work. Enjoy your weekend. Go focus on the shit that matters and go display your toxic masculinity. See you guys. Love you all.